All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give our praises and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakadash.
Double honor to the apostles and elders of Yeshua that were well, and salutations to you, Achim, out in the highways and the byways, preaching His word in truth and in sincerity. And what we're going to go into is basically, Ishmael. We're gonna get at him again. Because Ishmael, man, he's right behind Esau, man. They hate us as much as Esau, man. It goes back to that Genesis, man. Since they were little, man. It says that it's the son of the Egyptian, Hagar, that his son mocked Isaac. When Abraham made him a feast.
Yeah. God, hey, and to this day, when they look down upon us, they're dogs licking the womb, like it's described, in the Gospels. They're dogs licking the womb, man. They come and feeding off us, getting rich off us, man. All right, enjoying our oppression, looking down upon us. But hey, really, man, hey, even in this lower state, man, yeah, Jacob's brought low, but you Ishmaelites, man, hey, you're nothing. You're less than us, man. All right, that's why you try to copy us to this day, man. But guess what? You gonna learn, man. You ain't shit. And the promise was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Ishmael, you was set by like Esau, man. You was brought low. That's it. Hey, go ahead, find out what's that, man.
This Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. And much knowledge the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse.
That's right. And so the Lord divided the nations, man. He set up who's who. All right. He made us different. It's Deuteronomy 32:8. But the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance when He separated the sons of Adam. Like He said, hey, we all come from Adam, right?
That's right.
But the Lord separated us. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For Yahweh's portion is His people, Jacob. It's is His people. Jacob is a lot of His inheritance. So, hey, we're who the Lord cares about, man. We got the special favor of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, hey, Ishmael is nothing, man. You're gonna be destroyed, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
It says, verse 12. Some of them have He blessed and exalted, and set near Himself, but some of them have He cursed and brought low, and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of Him that made him.
That's right. Hey, the Lord chose who got the blessing. The Lord chose who was His special favor. He controls everybody. He made everything for Himself. Some nations He brought low. All right, and Israel, hey, you're one of those nations, man. Hey, you're under us. All right, hey, yeah, you was born before us. When I say us, I mean Isaac, man. Hey, we can say that because guess what? We come from Isaac. We come from the one that was chosen. So you was placed under us, man. Hey, what did it say in that? See, Isaac shall be called, man. I'm trying to find that real quick.
It says to render to them as liketh Him best. The Bible says the Lord does what He wants to do, and a part of Him doing what He wants to do was setting Israel up, making us the chosen, giving us the law, statute, commandment, giving us the promise, the heritage, in the service, man. Because guess who only ones proclaiming their nationality? Guess who's the only ones fit the curses, man? Israelites, man. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans scattered under these heathen nations today, man. Not just in America, but outside of America.
God, this is Genesis 21:12. And the Most High says, Abraham, let it not be. I'm gonna start up. In Genesis 21:9, and Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had born to Abraham, mocking. They mocking at Isaac, man. Being a damn demon like Ishmael is. Okay? Wherefore she said to Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And you ain't got no love with us, man. We ain't brothers, we ain't cool. All right, we're not buddies. All right? Buddies, that's what the fucking call us. No, we're not brothers, man. This is the word buddy means, man. It goes like your brother. We ain't brothers. Fuck you, Ishmael. Right? And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. The Most High said to Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight. A Lord told him, like, look, nah, shit, don't worry about it. In thy sight, because the lad, because thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah had said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So the blood, the heritage was passed off to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob, man. We got the promise. We got the covenant, man. Ishmael, you was sent out. And you were sent out with a bottle of water and bread, man. Hey, look, verse 15. No, slide, keep going. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. So yeah, you became a nation, man. Only because you came from Abraham, you know. But you still was nothing, man. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. He gave you some bread and some water, sent you packing, man. Care what you Ishmaelites, man. Even our forefather Abraham sent your ass packing. All right, with some bread and a bottle of water. That's all you got. You ain't get gifts or nothing. What?
Hey, I got one back to it. It's Galatians 3, verse 6. Even as Abraham believed God, and it was accounted to him for righteousness, know ye therefore that they which are of faith, the same are the children of Abraham. And the scriptures foreseeing that God would, and that's the point, man. He just can't have faith, man. You know, and I'm gonna jump down. It says, so then they which be of faith are blessed with faithful Abraham, you know, our forefather. And then when you go down to verse 16, you know, just jumping around, get to the point. It says, now, and this was a letter written to the Galatians, man. Israelites scattered in these different parts, man. Paul, who was Israelite, he wrote these epistles, which we're doing modern day epistles today. And this what he was basically reiterate in the spiritual sense that the brother just read in Genesis, man. It says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made. He said, not into seeds as of many, but as of one, into thy seed, which is Hamashiach. And that's the Hebrew word for Messiah. And this I say that the covenant that was confirmed before of God in Hamashiach, the law which was 430 years after, cannot disannul that it should make the promise of none effect. For in the inheritance be of the law, it is no more promise, but God gave it to Abraham by promise.
That's right.
And that's what we're going through, man. And that's the title of the lesson, man. You know?
Hey, it's Genesis 17 and 18. And Abraham said unto the Most High, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. And Abraham was like, look, I already got a son right here. My wife is 90 years old. Now she really gonna have a child. Look, just use Ishmael. Right? And the Most High said, Sarah, thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. So, hey, even when Abraham mentioned Ishmael to the Lord didn't take heed, man. All right, the promise is, like I said, man, the promise was given to Abraham, down to Isaac, that one seed down to Jacob, man.
Yeah, because the law, statutes, commandments was given to the Israelites, man. Okay, it wasn't no Ishmaelites, it wasn't no Arabs coming out of Egypt, man. You know, although yeah, heathens amongst the mixed multitude, but they was killed off, man. And like Scripture says, Psalms 147, Amos 3, and the Lord ain't dealing with no other nation but Israel, man. That is evident.
This is Genesis 35 and 10. And Yahweh said unto him, Thy name is Jacob, thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. Verse 11. And Yahweh said unto him, I am Yahweh Almighty, be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed after thee will I give the land. And who did Yahweh Bashimi Hawashai make those promises to? You know, first who? Abraham. And after Abraham, he said the same thing to Isaac. Yeah. And then right here, he's saying the same thing to Jacob. You know, that's what the promise belongs to, man. You know, not Ishmael, not anybody else.
Right. Hey, don't nobody like the brother said, man. Don't nobody even mention or even remember the sons of Abraham there, man. Because guess what? They're nobody. They're not written. They don't have a memorial that's gonna be everlasting because of the promise, the covenant. None of that was given to them. And to back the brother up, man, it's the rock, also known as Ecclesiastes, chapter 44, verse 19. Yes, you can read it. This is Sirach 44, verse 19. It says, Abraham was a great father of many people, and glory was there none like unto him. Because Abraham had about 8 sons. Who kept the law of the Most High and was in covenant with him. He established the covenant in his flesh, and when he was proven, he was found faithful. Therefore, he assured him by an oath that he would bless the nations in his seed, and that he would multiply him as the dust of the earth, and exalt his seed as the dust of the earth, and exalt his seed as the stars, and cause them to inherit from sea to sea, and from the river, from the uttermost part of the land. That's right. It said his seed, singular, man. It's not talking about all nations. It goes back to that scripture that talks about kings shall come out of your loins. I think it's in Genesis. Yeah, all right. Verse 22 says, with Isaac did he establish likewise for Abraham his father's sake, the blessing of all men and the covenant. And it made it rest upon the head of Jacob. He acknowledged him and his blessing, and gave him an heritage, and divided his portion among the 12 tribes did he part them. That's right. So it just went from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob into the 12 patriarchs.
That's right. It said the blessing of all men went from Isaac and fell upon Jacob. Where the all men? Hey, just for the sake of Isaiah 40:15, man. Not only are all you nations counted as nothing. It's like not only is Israel counted as nothing, all you nations are counted as nothing, man. How much more you single out one nation of Ishmael, man? Nobody gives a fuck about you, man. You went and made a whole, you follow a whole damn book. All right, you follow a whole damn book that was set up to try to get you out our land, and it backfired against those Catholics, that did that, man. Who were Negroes, the so-called Negroes at that time, man. We was the ones who were in the Catholic Church. It backfired, man. You don't have no promise, man. All right, in fact, the only promise you had was you'll become a nation. You've done that already. And you going down and really, hey, you become a nation, that only means what? You're going to have to serve us.
That's right.
All right? What's Isaiah 40?
It's Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15. It says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. Also go back in that scripture in 2nd Ezra 6 and 54. I got it all. I got it. Well, basically, the nations are counted as nothing. Basically, you drop the spittle. 2nd Ezra 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
The abundance of you are a drop from the vessel, man. So that means Ishmael, you're less than a drop.
Yep.
All right, and you didn't get no blessing. You didn't get the blessing of being counted the seed of Abraham, man. You're just another nation. You're just another heathen, man. The hairiest of the heathens. I mean, you want a hand clap for that? You're very fucking hairy, but that's all you are, man. You're gonna get destruction and slavery just like the rest of them.
It says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and devour us.
God, and that's exactly what's happening. You lord over us, man. You look down upon us as if we're nothing.
Yep.
All right, this is how you look at the nation of Israel, man. You clap your hands at us.
Yep.
You're happy we're in this position, this low estate. But you're going to get that, man. You're going to be brought down low, man.
That's right.
And the Lord ain't going to let you escape free, man.
You reap what you sow, man.
Your number, and when you read Psalm 83, man, you're number 2 on that list.
Right.
So you're a piece of shit. The second biggest piece of shit on earth.
That's right.
After Esau.
It says, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for heart's sake, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Hey, it's not going to be long, man, because the prophecy is speaking, man. We waking up, we acknowledging, we on the highways and byways, according to Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, Ezekiel 37 and 10. We standing up, man, on our feet, man. That great exceeding army, according to Revelations 11th chapter, man. This is spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah, man. We're also our Lord was crucified, and we standing up, and they're amazed with terrible fear, man. They see it, man. And guess what? That means us waking up, y'all going down, man. And that's why they didn't want to tell us who we were, man. Want to keep us in darkness, ain't that grave, man?
But it can still stay in power.
That's right. You know, you got more than that.
I got one right here. This is 2nd Ezra 3 and 13. Now, when they lived so wickedly before thee, thou didst choose thee a man from among them, whose name was Abraham. Him thou lovedest, and unto him only thou showest thy will, and madest an everlasting covenant with him, promising him that thou wouldest never forsake his seed. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau.
Even Esau was mentioned. It didn't even mention Ishmael. He's a nobody, man. You're nobody.
As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee and put by Esau, and so Jacob became a great mountain. And that's what happened to you. Hey, the same thing that happened to Esau happened to you. You know, hey, the Lord just put you to the side, man. You know, they didn't even regard you, man. You know?
You didn't even get an honorable mention. Even Esau, the wicked, got mentioned, man. You're the side dish, man. You're the balsamic carrots on plate, man. All right? Jacob and Esau, that's the steak and potatoes, man. You're the balsamic carrots on plate, man. Right, the peas, man. All right? It ain't nothing, man. This is Deuteronomy 7 and 6. But thou art holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee from the seed of Israel, hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So you Arabians, man, you Ishmaelites, you know, Midianites, all right? Y'all in our neighborhoods and bringing over Jake, looking down on Jake, talking shit to Jake, you know, popping our women to give them free snacks and shit in your stores, man. You know, free squares and free blacks. And you look down upon us, and we're still above you, man.
That's right.
The Lord is about to establish us in the earth. All right. Yeah, you claim you so set on proclaiming to be the Ishmaelites and after the seed of Abraham, why would you do your brother like this, man? Because you're not counting as our brother, man. You're just another heathen, plain and simple. All right? How did not set his love? There's such thing as breaking a brotherly covenant. That's the Amos, the first chapter. You were surely done that. Right along with Esau, right along with everybody else. The Lord did not set his love upon you nor choose you because you are more numbered than people, but you were the fewest of all people. But because Yahweh loved you, because he will keep the oath which he has sworn to your fathers, as Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Who did that happen to? The Israelites, man. We are the Lord's love, man.
That's right.
All right, we are the Lord's chosen, man. We received that oath given from Abraham down to Isaac, down to Jacob, man. Not you heathens, man. All right? That's why, Israel got these damn restaurants. They say they don't sell pork and swine because they know it's against the law. Yes, they have shrimp and catfish in there, man. Because the laws wasn't given to you, man. That was given to us, man. That's part of our covenant, man. All right? That's why you only half-ass do it, man.
And that's why in the Galatians, man, it says they which are of faith, man. Roughly paraphrasing, Galatians 3 that we just read, man. It takes faith to keep the laws, man. It takes faith to go out in highways and byways and labor for a certain amount of years. Brothers that have been there for years, man. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35. It takes faith, man. And he just not doing that. He just won't do it. 2/3 not even doing it, man. And faith is a gift.
Yeah. And this Psalm 105 and 6. O ye seed of Abraham, his servant. Ye children of Jacob, his chosen. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, we're his servant, we're his chosen. Only we can serve the true living power, man. Romans 9, man. That's our job. He is Yahweh, our power. How many times you see in there the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, the power of Jacob? You never want to see the power of Israel. Right. Even when you go to your Quran, it tells you the children of Israel return to your covenant, man. Return to your favor. All right? Because the Quran was written by wicked Israelites trying to get Israelites that was going off at that time that was trying to get our land back, man. All right, we used the authority that we had in the Catholic Church, all right, trying to get our land back, trying to trick Muhammad and these Arabs to get the fuck out, to get this war going, and get the rest of the people out of our shit. It didn't work that way because the Lord set us up to go through the shit. Nevertheless, hey, we're his chosen. He is Yahweh, our power. And judgments are in all the, it's like his judgments are in all the earth. He hath remembered his covenant forever. The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac, and confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. So us getting this law is the confirmation that we are the chosen seed, man. All right, the Lord separated us from the heathens with these things, man. And you try to half-ass keep it, man. You allow all type of wickedness, but really, hey, it's Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, man. That's the proof right there. You can't even serve the Lord, man. You can't even do what's pleasing to the Lord, man.
Right. And this Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus 17, verse 9. It says, he gave them to glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding, and the elect shall praise his holy name. And we're talking about Israel, man. It says, besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. He made an everlasting covenant with them and showed them his judgments. Their eyes saw the majesty of his glory, and their ears heard his glorious voice. Hey, Ishmael wanted them, man, when you read the book of Exodus, man. When the Most High spoke, man. When the Israelites were so in fear, they told Moses, you go deal with them, man. That's right. It says, and he said unto them, beware of all unrighteousness, and he gave every man commandment concerning his neighbor. Their ways are ever before him, and shall not be hid from his eyes. Every man from his youth is given to evil, neither could they make to themselves fleshly hearts for stone. For the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion, whom being his firstborn, he nourished with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, does not forsake him. Therefore, all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways. And that's what it is. And the Lord's always watching us, man, because he got us. You know? And that's why we tell you heathens what the judgment is. And he said we declare his marvelous works for understanding. We ain't seen Ishmael, Edom, the Moabites, that so-called Chinese today, man.
Hey, if Ishmael is the chosen seed or can partake in it, where are the Ishmaelites at? Where are the Arabs that coming out bringing prophecies about the fall of slaves?
Yep.
All right, what's happening next? What's next? What's next on the Lord's list?
Yep.
Hey, you don't know. You don't bring out that you don't know because you're not the chosen. Deuteronomy 18 says the Lord is raising a prophet from among thy brethren. To be a prophet, all right, to understand his word, man, you got to be an Israelite.
Right. Don't even fit the curses, man. Like the brother you want to say in the last video, man. When did y'all have a great falling away, man? Well, how do the curses fit y'all when y'all prospering in every store y'all set up, man? From the suburbs all the way to up north and downtown, man. Y'all prosper in anything y'all any store y'all open. Jake gonna come shop with y'all more than shop with Jake, man. And it's just madness, man. Y'all don't fit the curses. Y'all never fell away. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all receive y'all consolation.
That's right. Y'all living it up, man.
Living it up. Y'all got your own gods and lands, man. Y'all part of the NATO and the EU.
Yep, NATO.
Yeah, NATO.
UN. Part of the UN. Hey, you don't go into these things. You don't go into these things, man, because you're not of the Lord. You're not of the brethren. Hey, this is Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong unto Yahweh our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Ishmael, you're not in that, man. So you got a book, a fake ass book that's trying to link you to the God of Abraham. Hey, but it doesn't work that way, man. You don't got that promise. That special favor is shown unto us, the Israelites, man. We know what the Lord is about, man. We know his statutes, man, his judgments, man. The things that he reveals, man. We have that. Not you, man. And Muhammad wasn't a prophet. He's a piece of shit, man. All right, you don't have to have that gift, man. Takes for you to be an Israelite, man.
That's right.
All right, precept. Okay. This is Amos. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "Hear this word that Yahweh has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities." Because Yahweh shall only known Israel. He only dealt with Israel. He didn't deal with no other nation besides Israel. And that's why it says in Deuteronomy 7 verse 6, it says, I have not chosen you because you were, he basically separated us because we basically grew in captivity, a bigger nation in captivity. And at first we were small, and then we grew.
Yeah. In Deuteronomy 7:6 states that, "For thou art the holy people unto Yahweh thy power, a special people above all people upon the face of the earth."
And holy means separate, you know.
The Lord is a separatist, man. I ain't with that.
That's why, like it says in Deuteronomy 32:8, Yahweh separated us from the nation according to the number of the children of Israel.
I got one back up. It is Psalm 147, verse 19. "He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes, his judgment unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh." So no other nation know the Lord, man, but the Israelites. This is Jeremiah 10:23. "O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. O Lord, correct me, but with judgment, not in thy anger, lest thou bring me to nothing." And Sirach, he says he nourished them with discipline, man. Talk about the elect Israel, man. It says, pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name. For they have eaten up Jacob and devoured him and consumed him, and have made his habitation desolate. That goes back to what the brother quoted earlier, man. Lamentations 3 and 15. They looked for this day. They clapped their hands. They was waiting on our downfall, man. And Maccabees to tell you what nation have not taken us for you, man. And God in her kingdom. Maccabees 2 and 10. And this is Romans 9 and 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises, whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, and who is over all, God blessed forever, man. And Hamashiach is the Hebrew word for Messiah. And that's just what it is. It says, not as though the word of God had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel. And that's talking about 2/3, man. It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Where you at?
Romans 9 and 7.
That's right. Hey, can we read that over?
Come, it's Romans 9 and 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Hey, just because you came from Abraham don't make you, a child of Abraham. All right? The children of promise, that's the seed, man. And Isaac shall thy seed be called, man. Them that follow that example of faith that Abraham had, man. Which, hey, for one, you got to be this, like people do that.
Yep.
Because it goes down through Isaac.
Yep. And it says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Children of promise are counted the seed of Abraham, man.
Yep. For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but Rebekah also have conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. And it lets you know, from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob, man. That's right. It's over with for you, Ishmael. Like, we're going to do what you did unto us, but in a righteous, more fashionable way, man. But you can't even imagine, man. You might as well get ready for slavery, man. You're going right down with Esau Edom, man. According to Joel, the Lord is gathering all nations in the valley of Jehoshaphat to plead for his people Israel, man, whom you have parted his land and cast lots for the boys. You got to pay for all that, man. Yeah. And the scripture says, Obadiah, the day of the Lord is upon all heathen, man. As you have done to us, so shall it be done to you, man.
And this is Hebrews 11 and 17. By faith, Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac. And he that had received the promise offered up his only begotten son, of whom it was said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So, hey, the Lord promised Abraham something. That promise went through Isaac, man. All right? And that went from Isaac down to Jacob. Plain and simple, man.
All right.
All right? Plain and simple. What you want?
I was trying to look for that scripture that talks about the Abraham, our father. If you were the children of Abraham, would be the work. You do the work.
St. John 8.
Yep.
A little before, it's before 44, but it's in that same section.
Mm-hmm. While you look for that,
You have something you call?
like you got it.
I found it. This is John 8 and 39. And they answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua said unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham.
All right, he's talking to Israelites, man. Straight cut them, man. You got a lot of Israelites out here that think they good because they know the Israelites, man. That's not enough.
Right. You gotta have that faith. Abraham showed faith and works. That side of things works, man. Like I said in Romans 9, now Israel and Israel. Then it went to the seed of promise. about Israel and Israel, man, how much more are you Israelites and Edomites, you know, that may come from the same line of Abraham, are not counted as the seed of Abraham. All right, it's about the gift. It's about the gift of the promise, man.
Got more on that part?
Verse 40, it just says, but now ye seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of Yahweh. This did not Abraham. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication. We have one father, even Yahweh.
And how should I come? You say Abraham didn't seek to kill.
Right.
Seek to kill the angels, you know, somebody over the truth, man. You know, he listened. He hearkened, man. He had faith in it. He didn't stagger at it. You know? So you Israelites, man, you ain't had to see Abraham. You fucked us over. All right? You tracked down the holy city. You know? You knew the truth that we're Israelites, you hiding from us. You've spoken with these people, man. In your stores, all right? And you've agreed. You've admitted to it. Yet you've said nothing. You're not about Father Abraham, man. And you and your father Esau, man. You fall right behind his steps and his wickedness. I help pushing his fucking oppression on us. It just is what it is, man. We accept it. You got to accept it. We went to slavery. Now it's your turn to go into slavery. You fucked us up. And you built those slave ships, man. You helped sell us, man. You got something, Chicago? You got something about that?
This is Joel 3. I'm going to get to the point. So you read through this chapter, man. It says the Lord is going to bring back our captivity. Okay? And he's going to deal with these heathens. But this is Joel chapter 3, verse 2. I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And we read down the list of the heathens, what they did, what's going to be done unto them for what they have done, you know. And it tells you why this World War III is being geared up, man. Okay, and the Valley of Jehoshaphat is over there in the Middle East, man. You know, but when you jump down, it says, verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, that all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Okay, so in the midst of us declaring, you know, everything the scripture says, and we let you know World War III is coming. And why is it coming? Because the Lord's going to judge and confound all these heathen nations for what they have done, man. Okay, and those that remain is going to be bound up to chains, man, according to Psalms, man. All your elites with your nobles with fetters of irons, man. And you're going right into slavery, man. And that's what it is, man. And you can't run from it. Like the brother said, you got to drink of that cup, man. You surely shall drink, according to Jeremiah, man. The book of Jeremiah.
This is 2 Maccabees 1:1. The brethren of Jews that be at Jerusalem and the land of Judea, which unto the brethren of Jews that are throughout Egypt, health and peace. The Most High be gracious unto you. And remember his covenant that he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, his faithful servants. And give you all in heart to serve him and to do his will with a good courage and a willing mind. And open your hearts and his law and commandments to send you peace and hear your prayers and be at one with you. Never forsake you in the time of trouble. All right, so this is what we're praying for and hoping for. That the Lord, you know, remembers the covenant he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Which Malachi 3:6 lets you know he remembers, man. And that's why we're not consumed. Because of that promise, man.
Yep.
You know? Plain and simple. So the Lord got us, man. You heathens are supposed to go down, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what you
It was this is Deuteronomy 33 and verse 28. It says, Israel shall dwell in safety alone, and the foundation of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down in Judah. I was back to the point where how about you? I'm starting to separatists, and basically these heathens are going to go into captivity, but they're not going to be we're gonna dwell in safety alone. Basically.
That's right. They got to serve out their 1,000 years of punishment, man. According to prophecy, Esau Edom is going to be exterminated. And all you other heathens, you're going to go back to your land with the Most High allows you. But guess what? We're still ruling over you, man. And Bible, can you read verse 29?
This is Deuteronomy 33 and 29. It says, "Happy art thou, O Israel, who is like unto thee, O people, saved by Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency, and thy enemy shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places."
That's right, man. Everybody outside the elect, which we labor and hope to be, man. Which the Lord say, if we do these things and endure, we will be, but we still hope. And guess what, man? Everybody gonna be found liars, man. Saying we not the chosen, we're not the Israelites, man. We fools, we this and that. All y'all gonna be found liars, man. We gonna tread upon y'all next, man. On this side, and you heathens, especially on the kingdom of heaven, man. Y'all gonna get it, man. And Israel gonna be back on top. Everything gonna be back in harmony. The earth is gonna be in peace. Who don't want that, man? And the scripture says, man, the Lord is going to guide us, man, from all these heathen nations where he has scattered us, man. And in the place where it says you are not the children of the Most High, there shall be said, ye are the sons of the living power. That's Hosea, the 1st chapter, man.
This is Isaiah 54 and 17. It says, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. Every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh Shai, and their righteousness is of me, saith Yahweh." So every liar, every imagination against the so-called Negroes out there in America, against the elect, basically, is going to be condemned.
That's right. And they being confounded right now, man. You know, he didn't come up to the great millstone, man, a true man of the Lord, man. And those that preach the proper doctrine. Because preaching the proper doctrine makes great millstone what they are, man. It's not, and the name is just very beautiful and spiritual within itself. But you can't confound the true man of the Lord, man, with the spirit of Yahweh Shai, because they have the spirit of Yahweh Shai. So just as you can't confound the Most High, you're not confounding his man. That spirit rests upon his man, who's out on the highways and byways proclaiming and telling you the truth, man, with the understanding.
This is 1 Peter 2 and 9 says, For ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, and ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. And that's right, we was in darkness, man, the world, thinking these heathens was over us, man. This is just the end. That's darkness, man. Hey, the Lord let us know, nah, y'all been my people. Just believe, man, I got y'all.
That's right.
Hey, it's marvelous, man, to read the scriptures, to read Genesis, the genealogy of the nations, the table of nations, read Chronicles, man. And let you know the breakdowns and the times. And you can pinpoint who's who today and their biblical names, man. It's marvelous to know and just get an insight of certain things, man, and that the Lord has shown through these scriptures.
And this is Exodus 19 and 5. Now therefore, if you obey my voice and be and keep my covenant, then ye shall be the covenant gift to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, confirmed with his law. Then ye shall be a peculiar church unto me above all people. All the earth is mine. Ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, and in holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. We're the Lord's peculiar treasure, man. We're his special people, man.
Right.
We're his chosen, man. All right. Like it says in Isaiah, man, Israel, mighty elect, man. We're his chosen. We're above you heathens, man. All right. And specifically, man, Ishmael, for the sake of the topic, man.
That's right.
Yeah, what Israelites, man. We're way above you, man.
That's right.
Even Esau was mentioned in that second area. Ishmael, you're not even a fucking mission.
Yeah,
Nobody.
With nothing.
Nobody. So man, help is edifying. And call all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles. All right, and it sounds like you brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. You know, Shalom, Bob. Hey, and also Ishmael, man. Fire Ishmael, man. You know, you gotta get judgments, man. Shapatium Yashma'alu.
That's right.
All right.